Welcome to the Palm Beach International Boat Show 2026. Today we are at the LTB booth looking at their all new 32-foot center console that barely made the show. Hop on aboard, guys. This thing is a fishing machine that comes in at an unbelievable price. You have to hop the board and take a look.
Oh, stop your freight train, let a lost man ride. Why don't you hear me wonder? Ooh, ooh, fare you well, darling, ain't coming back no more. Why don't you hear me wonder?
What is going on, guys? Ryan from Livin here. Very happy to be back at the LTB booth here at the Palm Beach Boat Show aboard this absolutely massive 32-foot center console. Now this brand new LTB 32 is going to be 32 feet bow to transom, so that does not include the bracket that's on the back. So this 32 is more like a 34-foot boat that comes in at an unbelievable price because of LTB's a la carte pricing system. All right, as always, let's go ahead and start in the bow and take a look. Before we go ahead and hop right in, you guys have to know they brought this boat here. The boat show started on Wednesday. It got here at 12:30 a.m. the night before. So this boat was definitely rushed to make sure it can come to the show, so it's not fully rigged out with the electronics and with the motors and everything. There's some unfinished business here on the boat, but it's going to give you a pretty good overview of what to expect. Up here at the front, we are going to have our anchor locker. Pretty standard anchor locker here on this boat. They have a pretty loaded speaker package here on this boat. You're gonna see we have, it looks like a 10-inch or a 12-inch sub with two, looks like 8.8-inch speakers here in the anchor locker. But the first thing you're gonna notice is how much room there is to fish up here. That is the beauty of this boat. It is a fishing boat made through and through, and it's purpose built and it does it very well. So it is absolutely massive up here. We're gonna have a bunch of in-floor boxes we are about to get to. One big coffin box over here, two side boxes on the port and starboard side, and a big live well up in the front. Let's start opening some stuff up for you guys, starting with our big coffin box. Now you guys might have been around for my walkthrough of their 25, which they actually have a hot pink one right over here, super cool. One of the things that I did say about that boat was the boxes were unfinished on the inside. So they took that critique here to the 32 and finished most of the boxes here and insulated them. Very awesome to see, especially as a fisherman looking to keep some fish in these in-floor boxes. So we're gonna have a finished underside to our hatch here. We have a finished giant coffin box. Let's go ahead, like all times. Let's hop on in this coffin box and take a look. Kind of can just hide me away right inside. I mean, it's absolutely massive. You can fit yellowfin tunas, you can fit swordfish, you can fit anything you want inside of this coffin box, and it will hold ice. Continuing with our in-floor boxes, let's look at the port and starboard side here. These are going to be your two unfinished wells, and like I said, these hatches don't have gas shocks or anything. They will when the boat is completely finished, but for now they do not, so we'll leave that there. This is going to be one of your unfinished boxes here, so you're going to end up using it for storage. And they actually, here at LTB, they kind of think about a lot of the stuff that you're going to have to maintenance in the future. So what I'm standing on right here is going to be a live well, so this will help give you a little bit of access to some of the plumbing for the live well in case something were to ever happen. So that is why they decided not to finish this box here on the port and starboard, but that's okay. We can go ahead and use that for storage. Let's take a look at our live well. Let's see if I can remember. I think this one was 30 gallons, possibly. You can see one live well of 3 on this boat. Massive, perfect if you're gonna be doing some fishing up here in the bow, maybe some sail fishing up here and you don't wanna go all the way to the back to get some live baits. Very nice. One thing you're gonna find on this boat, just like their 25, is they're going to have a forward-facing console here. So let's look at the console seat first. It's going to be a nice piece of upholstery, a nice seat on top of a cooler. You can definitely fit, it's kind of molded more to fit one person, but you can still fit 2 people pretty comfortably here. And one thing I will point out before we continue is this boat is super a la carte. So if you see something you don't like on this boat, they could pretty much make it happen, or they could put something on it that you want, or they could take something off that you don't. It's very, very customizable. Take a look at our console here. Same style as our 25, where they're going to have two openings here, so the top and bottom can open up. I don't think that's rigged up yet, but the top and the bottom of the console will be able to open up to access inside. There is going to be enough room here for a head when it's all finished, but it's going to be an unfinished console inside here, so you save a little bit of space not having a liner, which is the shiny reflective finished surface that goes inside of most consoles. They save some room, keep it bigger by having it unfinished. So you can see there's no electronics in here, there's no rigging, no wiring harnesses, no nothing. All that stuff still has to be here, but they wanted to make sure the boat was going to make the show. But overall, a very nice big console. Like I said, this boat is more aimed towards the fisherman, so you're not going to have your big luxuries that you might have on like a very high-end luxury center console of this range, where you'll have a big cabin, maybe some countertops, maybe some sinks. That's not really the target that they are going for here. They're looking for the fisherman. So for our console over here, you're going to have a leg set here with some integrated rod holders on the port and starboard side. They have a nice canvas top on over here, but it does have a hard top option. Really nice leg set, really clean. You guys might be able to see there's a second station on this boat, which we're of course going to hop up. And it looks like they kind of made it nice and easy by having steps here on the side. There we go. Very easy to hop up. They'll add some padding and stuff to make sure you don't slip while you're up there, but we are going to be able to have a 9-inch MFD up here in the front. But yeah, overall, a very nice second station. You guys can see this is the spot to be here at the boat show. Just imagine yourself, picture this instead of being a parking lot, you're 30 miles out, beautiful blue Gulf Stream water, you got mahi all around the boat. This is exactly where you guys want to be. Actually very easy to get on and off of this second station here, so you do lose a little bit of space or a little bit of coverage here with a smaller hardtop, but you guys can see how easy it is to like hop around on this boat, hold on, get up and down from the second station. Like I said, kind of pros and cons. You're going to lose a little bit of your coverage, but it does make it a lot easier to move around this boat. Okay, so on our console face here, we have two totally legit 16-inch Simrad screens here. They can fit up to 16-inch screens. That's what they have on display. We're going to have our nice LTB switch panel over here with everything you need. Your head unit control, and so some basic controls and steering here. Like I said, this boat's not fully rigged out yet, but they will have plenty of stuff here on the dash for you. And here is your eye level here, standing at the helm. Height, I'm 5'10", so that's my eye level. That's how you can see. I can still see plenty over the bow here on the LTB 32. So taking a look at our leaning post here, you're going to see we have pretty much a classic style, bench style seating here. You guys know I'm a big fan. Wow, I can tell you just sitting here actually, my feet just really naturally went into this little slot for like a kick plate or a footrest, which a lot of times kind of feel like you're like reaching for it, but this kind of felt very natural to kind of sit here. I was talking to Abe and Ross there, the owners, which we will talk to in a little bit here to tell you guys a little bit more about LTB and how their pricing structure works and everything. But this boat, like I said, very customizable. If you're looking for some big captain chairs or armrests, they can make that happen on this boat. So the back of our leaning post here, you can see we have something missing. The tackle center was not ready in time, so we don't have the tackle center, but you can kind of imagine that tackle center here on this boat. We're gonna have a big old Yeti cooler here that's gonna be on sliding track, be able to slide out. Perfect. Now with this giant fishing boat here, you guys can see how much cockpit space we are getting. With a smaller leaning post, smaller console, you're really maximizing your amount of room to walk around. And one thing I do want to point out is that leg set is integrated into the console, which you guys will see on a lot of boats here or newer boats at the show. Just maximizes the amount of room you can walk around, but look how much room there is here in the cockpit of this boat. Plenty of room to fish as many people as you want back here. So we are going to have 4 in-floor hatches. Let's go ahead and pop them open and take a look. Port and starboard side, we are going to have insulated and finished hatches, so you can take a look over here. Perfect to ice down and store some fish for the day. Like I said, that'll be on your port and starboard side of the boat. We're going to have another in-floor live well right over here. Very nice. Just another space to keep some more live baits. Nice and convenient. You know, you might wonder about what's the purpose of having an in-floor live well, in case you guys don't know. If you end up throwing cast net to catch a lot of baits, it's a lot easier to get them on the floor live well than it is on this transom. You kind of open up your net and then you'll have stuff all over the transom of the boat. You'll have fish jumping out. At least when you throw a cast net, you bring it into the boat, you can kind of scoop and shove everything into the live well. So that is the kind of the purpose of an in-floor live well. Let's go ahead and open up our bilge. And you guys will see some various hoses, which are kind of just a placeholder. So the bilge is not complete. They're gonna have a little step here that's going to be for a sea chest when that is ready on the boat, but nothing's really rigged out yet here, but you can get a size reference at how big this bilge is gonna be. So when you do have to maintenance stuff, it's gonna be very easy to do so. You're gonna be able to climb in there, do anything you need to do, and it is a very nice big bilge access here on this boat. Now we have a very nice shape here to the transom, very cool, and we have a giant live well. I believe this one was 70 gallons, which we'll open up here on a very thick acrylic lid there. Look at the size of that lid. Holy cow. Okay, 70 gallon live well, I believe it is. Huge, and you can store a lot of bait here on this well. Harping on the back of the leg side here, we are going to have a ton of rod holders. Like I said, this will all be customizable. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in the middle, and 2 kind of going out towards the side, so 9 rod holders in total on the hardtop. This boat, they chose to do some screwless rod holders and screwless kind of cup holders and cleats and everything on this boat. A nice little touch, but I talked to them because that's kind of an upgrade. They're like, we'll put screwed rod holders. They don't really care. Customizable boat, guys. And you guys will see there's a lot of traffic at this booth, and it's for a good reason. They have a really nice boat here at the show, and like I said, at a price point that is so competitive here, it is hard to deny. So some specs on this boat, like I said, it's going to be a 32 bow transom, and in the bracket you're looking more around the 34-foot length overall range. This boat is going to have a 9.6 beam, so that's why it feels so roomy when you're walking around this boat. Now we are going to have, I believe he said 419, around that number, gallons of fuel capacity. They're working at squeaking a little bit more out of that, but that is going to be the max right now with a main tank and 2 saddle tanks. So you're gonna have about a 600 to 700 mile range on this boat. That is going to be equipped here with Mercury 300, so there's twins on this boat. There are triple engine options as well. And this boat does have a 24.5 degree dead rise, and it is based off of their very good riding boat, the LTB 25. So that steep dead rise is going to allow you to really slice through those waves and have a much more comfortable ride. And one thing I want to point out is the gunnel height on this boat. So if you guys watched my LTB 25 video, one of my complaints was the gunnel height was a little bit low for my liking. Since then, they've actually raised the gunnel height of that 25, which I think is really awesome, kind of listening to their customer feedback and making the boats even better. On the 32, I think they absolutely nailed it here. So this is a good couple inches above my kneecap, and I can tell you, you really feel locked and loaded on this boat. You really do not feel like you're going to be falling off, and it is the perfect gunnel height for this size boat. So I'm here with one of the owners of LTB. Ross, how are you?
Good, how about yourself?
Good, very beautiful boat. Congratulations making the show.
Thanks.
All right, Ross here. He's gonna Ross is gonna help me out. They're very busy here at the show, so we got a couple minutes here.
Yeah.
He's gonna help me out, talk about the build quality of this boat. Like, what makes you guys stand out from the competitors? What are you guys doing to make these boats rock solid? I mean, you got fishermen, commercial fishermen run these boats. They got to be rock solid. What are you doing to make those boats like that?
So, Ryan, we spent 3 years on designing a boat that's going to work for all fishermen.
Yeah.
Charter guys, commercial guys, tournament fishermen. I mean, as we're talking about, this boat has 420 gallons of fuel. We're going to go bigger, going closer to 500. But all these hatches right here that we're seeing in the boat are completely glass.
Yep.
There's no mat, there's no core, straight glass. And that's what sets ourselves different from all these other boat builders. We're not skilled to build a heavy boat. Some of these boats want to ride good, and the only way to make them good is to build them strong, quality, heavy, reliable, smooth, no rattling. You know, as you've seen on some of the 25s that we've trialed, a stout boat is always going to be a good boat.
Yeah, awesome, cool. All right. Price point, let's talk about it, because you guys offer, and we talked about in the 25 video, and we did that about a year ago, you could buy just a bare hull with the deck, the console, leaning post, and Abe was telling me you could do the same thing for this boat if you want. So what's kind of the price point? Because I mean, I know that's a big part of why you guys got so many people here at the booth right now.
Absolutely. So, our plan was to get, not everybody can afford a $500,000 boat anymore. So, me and Abe's plan is to sell them as a la carte boats starting at $149, which is hull, cap, console, liner, leaning post. You obviously got your rails in the front. I'll give you this grab rail, something that people can feed off. The boat is really cleanly laid out for a 3-piece, so there's tons of channels, there's tons of easy ways. I have diaphragms, guys, for the guys that are electrical geeks that want to rig their own boat on the weekend and something like that. I have a whole layout, which makes things so easy when it comes to rigging out this boat. Okay.
Now, you said it pretty quick. You said 149, right?
149.
Guys, 32-foot boat, measures almost, what, 34? 34 with a bracket, 9.6 beam, $149,000. Take a look at the rest of the market. Like I said, that's a starting at bare price, but I mean, that's unreal. So what are you kind of looking at? I mean, this boat has a twin engine package, right?
Exactly.
If you want to do like a twin engine packet, kind of how this is set up, maybe not the second station, just, you know, soft top, regular basic leaning post, single screen or so.
Are we talking with trailer, without trailer?
We're going to throw a trailer. Most people need something to move around the boat.
We're looking at 270 to 280.
270 to 280 for a 32-foot boat. That ride's amazing and has a really good build quality. I mean, that's kind of really hard to find in this market. So you guys are doing something right, that's for sure.
Absolutely.
Hopefully I get to go. I don't think, you know, I haven't been on one of the boats before. So hopefully, I was talking to Abe, you guys are going to do something in Miami
we're
soon.
do some sea trials, and as soon as we get this boat on the water, this boat will be traveling everywhere.
Yeah, so we're excited. Stay tuned, guys. I'm sure you guys will be seeing a video of that. Thank you very much, Ross, for your time. I know you got a lot to do here, so
absolutely
appreciate it. Thank you. Congrats on the boats.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, guys, you guys heard it from Ross. You guys know all the details about LTB. If you guys have any more questions, I'll go ahead and link their information below. You guys can go ahead and contact them. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure you hit the like button. Definitely consider subscribing down below. I'm gonna go ahead and make another video I think you guys are really gonna like over here on the left side of the screen. Make sure to go check that out next. Until my next video, remember to keep living salty.